Have you ever seen that analogy when you take a container and you have all these rocks and sand and water and you're supposed to put it all into that container and you're thinking, there's no way I'm going to get all of that in that container. Well, you learn that you have to put the big rocks in first, like the big huge ones, then the medium, then the small, then the sand, and then finally the water. And everything miraculously seems to fit. Well, that's what this video is about, is my big rocks for homeschool planning, and that is the year and then my weeks. Hey and hello, welcome. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're here. My name is Jana and we are talking about homeschool stuff. Today's video specifically is about homeschool planning, the year and also the weeks. And I'm also going to show you the course of study. That's the bonus for today. Now, what is that? Basically, a course of study is just a fancy term for taking the subjects of each kid and then doing the different curriculum that fits with each subject. Sometimes in different states you have to do a lot of bookkeeping or record keeping for your homeschool, and so these things are really important because you know how many days that you are homeschooling. You have an actual plan, an actual calendar. That's very helpful. Sometimes as homeschoolers we kind of get distracted with school or things happen to us, and so we kind of veer off of the path. And so these documents, these calendars, these schedules really help us all to get back on track with our homeschool. So that's really another benefit of planning this way in just kind of a broad outline. And those of you that are not planners, I get it. But I really do have to say that this kind of outline of my school year is really not that hard, and I think it would be very beneficial to you. So it's not really intensive, but it's very informative and it's very helpful. If you know somebody that needs this video that is starting homeschooling, please share this video. That would be really helpful. I'm just trying to help all the homeschool moms I can. I remember me as a homeschool mom, I wanted any help I could get at any time. Also, like it and subscribe. That would be great too. So let's get going. All right, here we are on the yearly calendar that I have made in my Google Docs. So here it is. I start with my first month I want to start with, which is September, and I go all the way through May. So if you do year-round school, then you'll have more months, obviously, than this. First off, how I make this is I have a regular calendar, Sunday through Saturday, but I make an extra left-hand column that I am going to put in the number of the weeks here. And then I have that with every single month. And then I make the weekend days, Sunday and Saturday, in blue because I just want to see what I have for school. That's why I have the blue like that. Okay, so when you first get this done, after you make your calendar, first off, what I like to do is I like to decide when all of the holidays are and the times that I don't want to do school. Okay, so that is going, and I make them a different color. Okay, so that's going to be like here we have a day. So what I like to do is I like to make those color codes. So my color code for holidays of when we're not doing school is purple, right? So that is Labor Day. Then we usually take Halloween off if it's on a weekday. We like to do Halloween activities. We've always done it, so that's how it goes. And then of course we usually do, we usually do for Thanksgiving. And then I always take the 2 weeks off for Christmas. So I'm just going to keep doing this and we'll fast forward it, obviously. Okay, so those are all the holidays that we usually take off. And every once in a while, obviously, we also take off birthdays. I would also do it in purple, a darker color. Okay, so we've got our 2 birthdays, let's just say. So here we now see that I can see what days I'm not going to do school. All right, so that is
the first thing I like to do after I make my calendar. Now, the next thing I like to do after holidays and birthdays is I like to see when we're going to begin and start. I usually like to start in the middle of the week. I like to start on a Wednesday or even a Thursday because I like to have a short week when we start, just to kind of transition into the new school year. I think I'm going to start on the 31st actually. So I am going to put that as green. I think we're going to end right here on the 26th. So this is going to be red. That's when we're going to stop. Now, I may have to change those because the thing I do next is I number my weeks. And I actually see if I can get the amount of weeks that I want. Now, I want with my kids, which are older, one of them is in high school and one of them is in later elementary school, I do 36 weeks, okay? So I'm just going to go through here and I'm going to number my weeks and we'll see if it comes out to 36, all right? Okay, now you can see that I got to 36 and that is not really going to work. So I think I am going to, move this down. I guess that's what I'm going to have to do. You can see that that's kind of why I pick a date, but then I do my weeks. So now I know where we're going to end. And I know where we're going to start up here. So now we've got the holidays, we've got birthdays, we've got family vacations, we've got our start date, our end date, and we've got the weeks numbered. Now, one thing else I like to do, and this can depend on anything that you are doing. So co-op usually for us is Wednesdays, and so what I will do is I will go in and I will color code those. Now, if I have co-op here and I've already got color coded of other things, that's okay. Sometimes what I will do is I will change, if it's just a birthday of one of my kids, then I will change it to orange, and then I will make the numbers that purple color. Now this off, that family vacation, that means we will not be going to co-op because we will be gone on our vacation, so that works that way. Let's keep going here. Now, if there's anything else that you need to put in, go crazy with this, but then don't go too crazy because then sometimes you'll forget what you color coded. I've done that before. All right, and then the last thing I like to do is I actually like to count up all of the days of the school year and see, how many days do I have? In the public school system, you can be between 170 to 180 days. There are some schools that do more or do less, but if you have a range of 170 to 180, I think it's good. And usually I like to use about 170 personally. So what I do is I just go and I count up how many days that there are, all right? And I will do that next. So it's 170. There we go, we got 170. So if you think that 170 is too little or too much, then you can, give and take. So let's say you think it's too little, you really want 174 days, all right? So maybe what you could do is you could actually take a couple of days off, like, this spring break, maybe, you take only 2 days off. And you need 2 more days. Let's just take those 2 Christmas days off since it's already cold. We'll just keep doing school. Now I've got 174 days, okay? So I have 36 weeks and 174 days. But this also can dovetail with not only being in your yearly calendar, but it can also be your attendance of when you do school. So I would just, print this off and I would just mark it and have it in my book or on the wall in where you do school, and we just mark it off. That way you can take attendance. Okay, now let's try and plan our week. Now that we have the big rock, the year, that's why I like to plan the year first, is because now I have the big picture of my school year. And now we're going to do the week. Alright, I like to do it to 5 o'clock just because there are some things that my kids are involved with, after school, so that's what I do, like lessons, church group things, different things like that, okay? Here we have kind of like the times of the days, and then we have things that we want to do during those days, okay? So here we have the times, and here we have the days of the week. Right off, I am going to take the things that I know for sure are going to happen. And that is going to be, this is co-op. Alright, so we got preschool and we got co-op. Then we have the rest of the time. Alright, so now I'm going to get into some of the subjects and how I do them on each day. So here we have the days of the week, and then my subjects this is for my daughter who is in elementary school. So of course we have math facts, reading, phonics, handwriting, spelling, grammar, typing, read out loud book. Unit studies is like history, geography, science, art, music, and then piano, okay? So I take each subject and I just say, okay, how many days of the week are we going to do this? So for math, I wanted to do a lesson. Math facts. Reading, we have lessons. Phonics. Handwriting. Spelling. Grammar. Typing. And read out loud book. Unit studies. And I'm just putting the time because I change from history to geography to science for whatever I have planned for that. And then of course piano, 30 minutes. So that is what I do for my week and what we do on each day with every subject. Okay, now I'm going to show you a little bit of how I planned for the year in the subjects, what subjects I do for my kids. Okay, so it's just called a course of study. This is how I do it. It's super easy. Right, this is just a planning tool for you as the mom, just to make sure you've got everything. So like I take all of these guys, all of these subjects right here, and I'm going to copy them and paste them into here. All right. And I don't need that. I don't need that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick pick my curriculum for each subject. If you know this by heart, which I usually do because I've done it for so long. So this one is teaching textbooks. Math facts. That also includes, sometimes I put that over here, iPad games. Reading, I have my spine. The spine I use for my reading is Ordinary Teacher's Guide to Reading. Spine means, your core book for that subject. Phonics, I do Explode the Code. Handwriting. Spelling, I use Spelling Workout. Grammar, the spelling I do, they're called word letters. Typing, I just do typing.com. Unit studies. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just going through and I'm putting down all the resources that I want to use and that I want to make sure that I have. This is the piano books. Doing this for every child, you put the subjects down this side and the curriculums and anything other that you want to remember. And this way it just keeps it nice and organized for you. So that is the course of study. and I hope that's helpful just to see how I go through it.
All right, there you go. That's how I plan my year. Those are some of the things that are super helpful for me. For those of you that are just starting, let's just say that you decided homeschool and you're starting in kindergarten. I also have another video that you're going to want to watch that I talk about all this planning, but it's specific for kindergarten. So that would be a great video for you to watch next. Thanks for watching. We will see you on another video. Toodles. There's my family right there. Aren't they cute? Cute little things. Bye, bye, bye.